My name is Raymundo Oliveira. I am finishing my doctorate in arts at the Federal University of Pará in Brazil, located in the city of Belém, oriented by the Dr. Valzeli Sampaio. I am a multimedia artist working with the new media to make art installation about the relationship between man, technology, and nature with the poetic use of augmented space. The author Lev Manovich briefly defines augmented space in a paper as the physical space overlaid with dynamically changing information. This information is likely to be in multimedia form, and it is often localized for each user. Today, I will be covering 3 interactive installations carried out by me in my artistic poetic research called Interurbano, or translated to English as Long Distance Call. The objective is to understand the process of poetic use of embedded systems with a focus on the Arduino platform. In the project Amoreiras, developed by the Digital Poetics Group coordinated by Gilberto Prado, the group used Arduino boards, microphones, motors, and other electronic components to develop a system in which the movement of 5 mulberry trees was influenced by the noise pollution of the São Paulo Avenue, located in the most populated city of Brazil, São Paulo. In the installation Wooden Mirror, Daniel Rosan uses several wooden boards specially made by him, controlled by motors and microcontrollers to react to the presence of the audience captured by a camera. The public becomes part of the work, interacting with the presence to feed the system that rotates the engine. In the interactive installation 108, the artist Nils Volker develops a wall with common plastic bags with fans controlled by a microcontroller, which fills and deflates them as the proximity of the interacting audience is detected by sensors. In the installation Bell Uns, the artist Robin Farah connects several floating air balloons to stretch sensors connected to an Arduino that selects the appropriate sound of a bell to play on a speaker according to the intensity of the interactor pulse on the balloon. An embedded system can be defined as a computer system that carries out a small number of tasks, dedicated functions that the system needs to perform. An Arduino is an open-source electronic prototyping platform that enables artists, designers, and other users to create interactive electronic objects based on easy-to-use software and hardware. I used Arduino Nano in all 3 installations created in this project, Interurbano, or Long Distance Call, with the additional use of other components like the audio module DF player to control the replay of audio on all 3 installations. The first installation was Telephone or Telephone, an appropriation of an antique green analog telephone altered to simulate birds' calls with Arduino. The object telephone in the installation was impossible to be distinguished from a normal residential phone. The difference was only noted when the public interacted with it, dialing the bird's phone number written on a notepad located by the phone. The species that were in danger of extinction were written with red ink color, and the less endangered species were written respectively with black and blue color. The birds singing on the phone were species usually found on the city of Belém in the past, but that are harder or impossible to find it today on the same area. There were 16 birds recordings on the installation, varying on species and time of recording. The telephone was also programmed to ring on a specific time according to the time the bird was recorded in his habitat by an ornithologist. Here is a schematic of the wiring of all the electronic components used with the Arduino to alter the function of the analog telephone. The second work was Torneira or Tap. It was a tap that emits people's speech about water through a headphone connected to it on a gallery wall. We recorded the speech of 20 residents of Belém from approximately 16 different neighborhoods. People who lived in the urban area of the city and people who lived by the river or on the city's preserved island. They all demonstrated to have a diverse experience with water on the cityscape. The city of Belém and its residents have a unique relation with water coming from the rain, the river, or the city plumbing. While some people spoke about constant flood and destruction over their house caused by heavy rain, the lack of potable water, and sad feelings associated with it, others shared more ludic experience and happy memories based on their own experience. The installation was supposed to be an augmentation of the city plumbing to enable a poetic view on the different emotions and memories that can be associated with the water throughout the cityscape. For it to be done, all the electronic components were hidden behind a wall and meticulously inserted in the structure of the tap. The public could also interact with it, augmenting the audio volume or silence it using the tap's valve. The audio was edited and formatted with a 40-minute duration with all the speeches alternating from one to another in a loop. Here is the schematic of the wiring done in the installation. The third and final installation, guarda-chuva or umbrella, was an interactive umbrella equipped with 4 speakers connected to an electronic carpet capable of telling where the user is standing holding the umbrella to play 3 city soundscapes depending on his location. The 3 different soundscapes of the city were recorded for the installation were the urban, the fluvial, and the forest soundscapes. When the user of the umbrella was in the center of the carpet, it was played the soundscape of the urban area. When the user stepped outside the center, it was played boats, water, and other sounds associated with the fluvial area. And finally, when the user was on the edge, it was played forest sound found on the city's preserved islands. The city of Belém is divided into 8 administrative districts and 71 neighborhoods. Its continental region has 34.36% of the total area of the city, and the remaining corresponds to 39 islands of insular region. The city with its urban space contrasts with the nature of its location in the mouth of the Amazon River. On the technical side, this was undoubtedly the hardest installation done in the project due to the technical need of the awareness of the user's location by the Arduino system. We achieved this by sewing a carpet with conductive wire to work as a switch when the user stepped on it using a special conductive sandal that connected 2 separate wires attached to the Arduino. The board received the location information and played the corresponding audio to that location previously programmed on the board using a DF player audio module. All 3 interactive sonic installations work with previously recorded sounds of different areas of the city of Belém, located at the entrance of Amazon River, to reflect about relationship between man, technology, and nature. The installations were financed by the Cultural Foundation of the State of Pará and were displayed in an exhibition called Interurbano or Long Distance Call for public interaction at the Camera Core Gallery. To create the works, I collaborated with a team made of 2 engineers, Bruno Dutra and Lucas Andadra, and a cultural producer, Adriele Silva, and a sound technician, Neto Diaz. Thank you.